Here we are.
All right,
Hello.
what is going on,
Hello.
everybody?
Hello. Hello.
Gino, how you doing?
Hello. I'm doing good. Um, big week. Big week,
Absolutely,
sir. Big week.
absolutely.
We will finally see if Mike White is on his way to becoming our quarterback. Maybe. We'll see. It's different every week. It's different every
Yes,
week. You never know.
but before we do that, I just wanted to welcome everybody to the Everything NYJ podcast. This is the Jets at Minnesota Vikings preview predictions video.
Pre-game
The
show.
seven and yep, the 7-4 Jets versus the 9-2 Vikings. We have a lot of exciting football here, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man.
All right.
Man.
Yep.
Mm.
So before we get into this video, I just wanted to mention that you guys could follow us on all social media platforms at Everything NYJ, um, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course YouTube. If you haven't done so already, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps us out. Um, Dropping a like never really hurt either. You could follow Gino Italy Jet on all social media platforms as well: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and of course Snapchat. Ton of interesting stuff on his social media uh,
Always.
channels all the time.
Always.
Always something fun to talk about, especially when you have a 7-4 New York Jets team. There's a lot of exciting football to talk about.
Not only that, it's just going to be very interesting, right? It's one of those things where can we stop Kirk Cousins? Can we stop Justin Jefferson? Can we stop Thielen? Can we stop Cook? Can we get after Cousins where he is going to be a bad quarterback because he doesn't do good under pressure? Cousins is a very quarterback, but when he's under pressure, it's nothing. It's just nothing. But he's got weapons, so it's just going to be very interesting to see what happens because Vikings, like me and you have talked about, Liam, the Vikings are a team you don't take lightly. You don't sleep on them.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
You don't become 9-2 by mistake, you know?
exactly.
So Kirk Cousins is starting to get into that veteran role. He's becoming a seasoned veteran quarterback.
Mm.
His numbers every game, every week are improving. He's coming off of a win against New England where he had 3 touchdown passes and I believe 1 interception. So
Mm.
you're starting to see with these good NFL teams. I mean, the Vikings have been hot all season long, but a lot of these teams, including the New York Jets, they're getting hot at the right time. We're starting to get ready for a possible playoff run. So we're going to start to see a lot of intense football, and I think that's what we're starting to see with these New York Jets. And I think that's the way that the Minnesota Vikings have been playing all year long.
And we're getting to that stretch now, Liam, as me and you've talked about before again, is it's going to get tight. Everything's going to get tight. And these games, we can't slack on these games. These games are too important. And these teams have not only been good as of lately, they're continuing to get better because they're finding their rhythm.
Right,
Vikings, they got exposed against the Cowboys and they got some injuries on defense. So that's going to help us big time, right? So
right.
I hope we can just annihilate them. I really hope so.
Oh, absolutely, man. There's a lot of interesting matchups I can't wait to get into as well. I think the biggest matchup that a lot of people are talking about with the wide receivers is Justin Jefferson and Sauce Gardner.
Mhm.
Do you think Justin Jefferson is going to be going against Sauce, or do you think he's going to be going against DJ Reed? What are your thoughts?
Thielen's going to go against Reed, and I think Sauce Gardner is going to go against Justin Jefferson because Sauce Gardner keeps talking about it during his interviews. And I think he's just been waiting for. I think he has it marked on his calendar, honestly. Like Justin Jefferson's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, top 5 easily, maybe even
Yeah,
top 3, maybe even top 3. He
I would
he's
say
not
top
a
three.
okay, cool. Let's say top 3, top 5. I think
I think
overall,
yeah,
go
he's
sorry.
in there with Stephon Diggs.
Yeah,
He's
I would
definitely
say
up there.
yeah, I would honestly say now, I would say, if Cooper Cup is still playing, I would say Cooper Cup, Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, and um, Mike Evans. I think Mike
Yeah,
Evans too. I think those guys
yeah,
deserve to be in that. And I think overall we have a team that's going to get there eventually. But this is going to be a great matchup. I'm looking forward to it. Whether we win or lose, I am looking forward to this matchup. It's going to be awesome.
If the Jets could somehow find a way to beat the Minnesota Vikings, which I don't think is impossible, I don't think it's
No,
impossible to ask.
yes,
That's going to do huge dividends. That's going to pay huge dividends for our team. That the confidence in the locker room is going to be sky high, especially
Mhm.
if we have another Mike White game. Mike
Yeah,
White, last year he proven that he could beat a good team. He
yeah.
played well against the Colts. He beat the Bengals. Why not do it again, dude? Why not do it again? He's coming off of a 315-yard passing game with 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. He spread the ball around to 10 different players, something that Zach Wilson has not done. But you know what? I gotta be honest. I don't care about Zach Wilson right now. I don't even care to see him on the sidelines. I don't care if he's hanging out with his buddies. I don't care if he's getting soaked. I don't care. I don't care.
He doesn't
You know,
care. He doesn't
Mike
care.
White is our quarterback
Okay. Is that your guy? Is that who you're going to go with? That's your guy?
until he proves me otherwise.
Okay. I like that.
Why
I
not?
think over, and I'm going to take it week by week. I love what I'm seeing from him. I
Okay.
love the things that he's doing, but it's also against the Bears. And the Bears,
Right.
if they had a full squad, I would have said otherwise. But he did all the easy stuff. He got the tight ends involved. He got the wide receivers more involved. LaFleur did not make him look bad. And I think that's one of those things where it's definitely not LaFleur now. It's definitely not
Right.
Saleh now. It's just definitely like who the quarterback is. And I think Mike White was the best to put in this situation. And for me, Saleh to make a really rough decision. I mean, those guys are, though, all of them are gutted on
Yeah.
making the decision to put Mike White in. But overall, it was the best decision to do. I'm glad that they did it. And
Yeah.
now, and now it just proves us more and more that we are ready. And this is going to be one of the truest tests. The
Yeah.
Bills is going to be a test. Miami's going to be a test. But we got to get past the Vikings. The Vikings are 9-2. Like, this team is still for real. They're number one in their division. This, it's not even close in their division. It's
No.
just them.
No.
So
Yeah.
it's going to be very interesting. I love it, and I love what we're doing, and I hope we can continue to grow, man, because this is a scary team. Oh man, ooh.
Are you more afraid of their offense or their defense?
I am more afraid of their offense. I'm not really afraid of their defense because of injuries on defense, but I am more afraid of their offense just because they got, some of the best players in all the league on their
Yeah.
team, and Thielen's definitely top 15, top 20, I would say, when he's on. When he's not injured, he's on. Top 15, top 20. Jefferson's top 3, top 5. Cook is top 5. It's
Yeah.
just these guys are just good with the weapons. But can Cousins deliver? Can
Yeah.
he be that guy? He's done it all year long. See if he does it again.
Absolutely. In theory, I mean, well, it's not really theory. We
Yeah,
have an elite defense. I trust
exactly.
our defensive line.
Yeah,
I think if we could somehow stop the running game, if we could find a way to stop Dalvin Cook,
yeah.
and then that's huge right there. That's huge.
Mhm.
Then we have to worry about the wide receivers, Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson. No easy task there, especially DJ Reed. Do you have the injury report? Do you have like a graphic for that yet or no?
I don't got a graphic, but I posted it. Everyone that follows
Yeah,
everything MYJ, they've seen what
I have it pulled up here. I have it pulled up here.
let's see. Oh, you do? I mean, I do too. Do
Yeah.
you want to go first? You can go first.
Yeah, sure. So I guess we'll go through the injuries real quick. Starting with the New York Jets, they have Michael Carter with an ankle. Um, he did not practice as of Wednesday, but he's expected to be day to day. I don't see him playing on Sunday though. Do you?
Which guy now?
Michael Carter, running back.
Yeah, I don't see him playing. I really don't. I think they're going to give Knight and Ty Johnson a shot, but if they can control that drama with James Robinson right now, because Rich Samini asked him, and he said, "I did not come to the Jets to be benched." So Yeah, see what
That
happens,
that's
man.
a that's a that's a very strange situation. I thought maybe because of like his knee injury, like his nagging injury. I don't know, man. Like I don't think
Mm,
that. I'm glad that it wasn't a bigger story than it had to be,
mm,
but it's just strange. Like I don't know if there was something deeper involved with that than we're seeing, because
maybe.
Robert Saleh said that he just wanted to see some fresh legs out there.
Hmm.
I don't know, man. It's pretty interesting stuff, though. All right, so let's move on. If I could unlock my phone here. We have Ashton Davis with a hamstring, Cedric O with a groin and an illness. So I'm not sure if he's going to be playing. DJ Reed, he was out on Wednesday because of a non-injury. He should be. Robert Sawa actually in his press conference said that he will be playing on Sunday, so that's not really a issue there. And then really no surprise, Dwayne Brown, Rankins, and Kenny Yeboah. Um, if you're looking really at like the grand scheme of things, like the way that this offense has been rolling and this team overall, we're pretty healthy. I mean, you have Michael Carter, that hurts, but I have a lot of faith in Bam Knight. I have a lot of faith in Ty Johnson, and then maybe even we activate James Robinson and see what he could do. He's had a touchdown. He's very competent, so I think that we can have a very good three-headed monster even without Michael Carter.
And I think overall, to point out, Tomlinson looks like on the Vikings side, Dalvin Tomlinson, the D line
Yeah,
guy, he's got a calf injury, but he looks like he's going to come back just in time for this game. Just be on the lookout for that.
yeah.
And then I think the biggest ones that are not going to play is from what it looks like is going to be Andrew Booth, and who is it Andrew? Yeah,
There's
yeah,
Darashaw too, the
yeah,
tackle. They would have confirmed him.
Darashaw, and Andrew Booth looks like they're not going to play, but keep an eye on that. But
Yeah,
everybody else, they're either there or not going to play. Especially Tomlinson, it looks like he's going to play, but just keeping track between now and Sunday. Anything could happen, and don't be surprised because we've all been surprised as Jet fans with these injuries before. Fant is at a setback now, so we don't know what's
yep,
going to happen with Fant now. So just be on the lookout.
yeah, absolutely. And also, so I guess I'll go through the Vikings' entire injury report. So we have Christian Darrisaw out with a concussion,
Mm,
Harrison Smith with an ankle, we have Evans with a concussion, and then we have Tomlinson with a calf, which you said, he's expected to play on Sunday.
mm.
Um,
And Justin Jefferson had a toe injury, but he's in full participant as of now. Andrew Booth is also been he's been yeah, he's been downgraded. So is Darashaw. So you just never know.
see the injury report that I'm looking at. Andrew Booth isn't on here. What does he
I
have?
got I got another one.
Okay. Does it say what the injury is?
Knee.
Knee. Oh, that could be kind of serious. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess that helps the Jets' offense. That's one less. We have to worry about Patrick Peterson, but I think out of the two, Andrew Booth Jr. is definitely the better of the two. So that should really open up some lanes for guys like Garrett
Mm,
Wilson, Braxton Berrios, and even Corey Davis.
yeah.
Um, so that's really,
Oh God.
so
Man, I was
I
looking at
think
the Patriots one against the Patriots. I'm so stupid. The one that you were talking about was Darisaw, Smith, Evans, and Tomlinson. My bad. My bad.
yeah, I was gonna say like
My bad.
I was looking at Rich Samini's, so it looks
Yeah.
like Andrew Booth Jr. will be playing then, I guess.
Uh,
I was gonna say it, but I didn't see
or
that.
he's out. He might be out for the year. Who knows?
I'm not seeing anything on him, so
Yeah, me neither.
it
Or he's out for the year. Who knows?
one of the two. I
Yeah,
don't
he's
know,
one
dude.
of
I,
two.
I I really don't know.
Me too.
Um, I guess we could assume that he is playing. I guess we'll go both because I honestly don't know. Which
Yeah,
that's on me. I don't know.
that's on me too.
I'm looking at the most recent injury report, and he's not on there. So what am I
So
supposed to do?
exactly right, right, yeah.
So
Don't get
I
an
guess we'll just
attitude. Don't yell at me.
you get me angry.
Yeah, you are getting that New
Um,
York crap coming out.
yeah, it happens, man. It comes out. It really does.
Yeah.
I mean, so let's just say that he is playing. It's like I still think that with our wide receivers, we have enough talent to. I think this is going to be an offensive shootout. I really think it's going to be high scoring.
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's going to be blow for
Yeah.
blow. I think it's going to be back
Yeah.
and forth.
Yeah, me too.
And I think that. besides that, I think we might have an advantage because I think our defense is better.
I agree. I think this is my prediction for this game is going to be 2020 going into the fourth quarter, and I think the Jets are going to win by a touchdown. So I think 27-20, in my opinion. I think this is going to be a shootout all the way. And this could even potential to be even a 30, just like last time, because
Yeah,
these guys have really big time offenses, but our defense is just better. So we'll see. But you never know with the Vikings. I've always been saying this my last 10 years. With the Vikings, you just never freaking know. They're that
no, exactly.
unexpected team.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go. It's hard for me. I think I'm gonna go like 28-24, or maybe yeah, I'm gonna go 27-24. That's what I'm gonna do. I think the
Okay.
Jets win by a field goal. I think it comes down to Greg Zuerlein.
I think Mike White's going to ship it off to I think he's going to ship it off either to Wilson or Moore, or he's going to hand it off to Barrios. And I think it's going to be. I think they're going to run it in for a touchdown anywhere on the field. The connection is just real, so
Yeah,
real. I hope it continues, just like those tight ends and running backs.
absolutely.
What do
Do
you
you have a
think that?
stat prediction? Oh, go ahead.
What about the special teams? What do you think they'll do? Because we don't know what the defense and offense could do. What do you? And the coaching's been very well. What do you think on special teams?
Well, I think a good thing is um the Vikings play in a dome, so I think that's gonna the weather's not really gonna be a factor there.
Zerline, yeah. Zerline, yeah, yeah.
So I think that's gonna be a big advantage for both teams, really. Um, I think if Braden Mann can control his leg, kind of like, and then if we could get some good special teams play like Justin Hardy, where, he was able to pin the ball deep, at
Mhm.
the 1 yard
Right.
line. If we could get a couple breaks like that, and then maybe even if, like I said, if we could get them like at the maybe like once or twice at like the 1 yard line, and then, maybe they go to hand it off to Dalvin Cook and we could get like a safety or something like that. Hey man, never say never, you know.
Never
Um,
say never.
Last week it did seem like the defense struggled against Chicago a little bit, even like in the running game.
Mhm.
And I think obviously Dalvin Cook is a much better running back than Chicago. So it's not really an easy task. I don't think this is going to be a cakewalk for our defense, especially our defensive line. I don't think that we should be really up in arms if Sauce gets burnt a little bit. But not to get too off track here. Getting back to special teams, if we can kind of just pin them back in their own like in their own end zone, all you need is one or two good bounces, and you never know what's going to happen.
Mhm.
Maybe we get
Yeah.
lucky. Maybe we get lucky. I think there's a lot of hidden yards in special teams. If we could have a couple explosive punt returns by Braxton Berrios, that's going to set us up very well as well.
Mhm.
And then we just need Greg Zerline to continue to do Greg Zerline things. He was 1 for 2 last week. If he can make all of his field goals, but we got to help him out too. We got to put him in field goal range. I don't think moving the ball on offense is going to be too big of a issue. So if we could get him just close enough where he can make his field goals, I think we're golden.
Zerline's best kicks have always been from deep and in domes. You've seen it with the Cowboys, you've seen it with the Rams. This is going to be a breakout game for him. I really think he's going to do well, and that's me saying something nice about Zerline. Man,
That's a rare fact.
it is a rare fact, but his stats don't lie in the dome. So so for me, if man doesn't do some stupid shit, some like weird crap, this should
Falling
be
down.
this should be a bounce back game for him. I think this is going to be a very good game for him because he's in a dome. Um, I think I still love man. I was against him in the beginning, and then I was like, oh, I love him. Then I was against him again. Now I love him again. I'm glad he's here. So I have faith in him. He's going to have a bounce back game. I think special teams are going to be fine. Boyer's going to be fine. Barrios is going to be fine. It's in a dome, so I think they're going to. We just like you said, Landon. We got to set him up. We got to set him
Yeah.
up. We got to set him up for greatness. We got to set him up to make him look good. Everybody needs to do their part in this game. This game is is important, but it's one of those games where I don't know if it's like a must win, but it's an important game to win because I know me and you have talked about every game is important. Every game is from now on. Every game is a must win. But we can. I think we can afford to win to lose a game. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
but because we got to capitalize on teams. I think that we that we can win down the stretch. Like I know we can. But if we can make it close, make everybody look good, everybody does their job, everybody does their things that they need to do, we'll win.
Well, see, it is a must win and it's not a must win. It is a must win because if we could beat these guys and they beat the Patriots and absolutely the Patriots swept us, that does help us for the playoffs
I agree
because
with you. Yes.
so it kind of is a must win.
Okay.
Um, but I'm really excited to see Mike White because all week long we've been hearing all the chatter, kind of myself included. Oh my God, Mike White is a franchise quarterback.
Mhm.
Mike White is the next thing. He's the hottest thing since sliced bread. He's like Jesus, like Jesus is back. Like we're hearing all these great things about Mike White.
What?
Yeah, people are getting out of control, man.
Wait a minute. Did you just say Jesus is back? What the hell? Oh
I
my
went there.
god. I just said what the hell. I'm sorry, Jesus.
Oh
Oh,
man.
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So Gino can't even keep it together here.
Because of all the stuff you said before, and you said some interesting stuff I know I have too on other shows and this shows, but wow.
No,
Hey, let's go.
I'm saying that's what it feels like because like all week long
Yeah,
you hear like all these like ESPN shows and like everybody like oh my God like Mike White is like this next great thing. He's the franchise
yeah,
quarterback. I even
yeah,
made a video. Do the Jets have a guy in Mike White? So
yeah,
with that being said, I want to see him going against a good team because this was a bad Chicago team. Everybody knows it. No
yeah,
secret there.
yeah.
That's not to discount Mike White though. That's not to say that because like on paper we were the better team. On paper we should have won that game.
Exactly.
Um, on paper here we're underdogs as we are every week
We are.
and we are not the better team
Mm-hmm.
on paper.
Mm-hmm.
The record is what it is. You're only as good as your record says you are.
Mm-hmm.
And the Minnesota Vikings are a very dangerous team. So I'm
Yes.
excited to see Mike White because I don't think that Mike White really gets rattled by the outside noise. I don't think that he cares that this is a 9-2 team. Mike
Right.
White, he shows a lot of poise and calmness in the pocket. And
Mm-hmm.
he has a real control of the offense. So I'm excited to see. I think he's going to continue to spread the ball around. Um, I think he's going to take the checkdowns, make the easy make look easy, like Robert Sala says. And I think that we're going to see a nice flow with this offense. I think we're going to see
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson have a big game. I think Elijah Moore might even have another touchdown. He's starting to come on. Elijah Moore, it almost seems like he's once again found his love for football with the New York Jets. Maybe he's regretting that trade a little bit. And you're really starting to see, I think that was really an issue between Zach Wilson and Elijah Moore, rather than Elijah Moore not wanting to be a part of the Jets. He just wants to contribute and help his team. You can't fault him for that.
Mm.
He went about it terribly. The timing was terrible. He didn't really relay whatever message he was sending clear enough, I don't think, which left a lot of room for gray. There wasn't a
Mm-hmm.
whole lot of black and white. Um, and it's very clear that Mike White has good chemistry with Elijah Moore, so I think that's going to be a big factor as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think our two biggest playmakers are going to be Elijah Moore and Garrett Wilson. What do you think?
Yeah, it's easier said than done, right? But I agree. I think everyone's going to come up big. I think everyone's going to get a lot. I think everyone's going to get touches. I think a lot of them are going to get touchdowns. I think a lot of them are going to come up big, just like the Bears. But this is a good test for Mike White and everybody to see what we're made of because this is a 9-2 team. Like this is a team that you don't mess around with. Everybody's got to do their job. Everybody's got to come up big. This is a game to where this is one of the big tests, right? So we've already know what we've done against the Bills. We already know what we've done against Miami. We still have to deal with the Lions, Jaguars, and Seahawks. But this game, it's a test. It's just a
It is.
test. Everyone's got to do
It
their
is.
job.
I think that this is going to be a game. Robert Saleh says this a lot. And I think that this week it's going to be true. This is going to be a game that's not won. This is going to be a game that's lost.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt. I think it will hurt. Yeah,
Right. I'm predicting a Jets win, as
me
crazy as it
too.
may
Me
seem.
too. Me
I,
too.
I think also on offense, I think Mike LaFleur is going to try to establish the run. You saw him trying to do that
Yes,
last week against Chicago. I'm not really too afraid of the Vikings defensive line. So I think that we're going to try to. I think we're going to see a lot of Bam Knight getting vertical. Um, it seems like Robert Sala even said last week that with James Robinson, he was seeing a lot of east and west, and like he wants to see Bam Knight with fresh legs doing a lot of north and south running.
mhm.
So I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that. Um, I'm expecting a big game from our running backs. I'm expecting at least one rushing touchdown, whether it be Ty Johnson or Bam Knight. I don't think James Robinson's going to have one, to be honest with you. I think it's most likely going to be Ty Johnson or Bam Knight. If I had to guess between the two, I'm probably going to say Ty Johnson. Um, the New York Jets offense is very high on Ty Johnson. He's featured a lot, which we've been seeing the last couple of weeks. So I'm expecting them to continue to use Ty Johnson, and hopefully he could be a big playmaker and a big difference this weekend.
I love it. I love it. I hope so too. We're seeing the old Ty Johnson from how electric he can be. We're seeing some of we're we're just seeing a Jets team that's being spread out and everyone's involved, and that's all I wanted. That's all I cared about. That's all I ever wanted. I don't think that's
Yep.
too much to ask for, right? So
Yep.
I think I think everyone getting involved again, everyone doing their job, and they're all coming up big. I mean, that's just what we need to do against the Vikings.
Right. And not only that too, it's like I think our defense needs to play pretty well. They need to be probably almost flawless against a very high flying
Yeah,
Vikings offense.
it's gonna be tough.
I,
No
yeah,
missed
no,
tackles. No missed
yeah.
tackles.
Oh my
Get
God.
that
Oh my God.
together. You hear me, defense? You probably not, but if you hear me out there, you can't miss tackles when it comes to this game. Okay?
Yeah.
You're gonna get burned. You're gonna get burned bad. So come
Say it
on,
louder for
man.
the people in the back, man.
Like
Absolutely.
in the beginning of that Bears game, Bears had a chance to be toe to toe with us, like for a few plays, and then a little bit before but before halftime, because of the mistakes we made on defense and the missed tackles. And I know Sauce and Reed got beat, and it ended up being bad, but overall, like our defense was still really good, but we can't miss tackles. We, like you said, Liam, we got to be perfect. We've got to be
Well,
perfect.
absolutely. It was kind of scary because like so to with the Bears game, the Jets get the ball and they
Quan,
march right.
oh
They
Quan,
yeah they marched on the field and the Jets score a touchdown, and
right?
then Trevor Simeon gets the ball and he marches right down the field and he scores a touchdown as well. And we're saying,
Facts.
I'm going, holy shit, this is going to be the Trevor Simeon game. We've seen this
Exactly.
before. We've seen that with
Exactly.
the same old Jets, and if that was the same old Jets, that's exactly what that game would be. Um, I think we need turnovers. If we could get a turnover or two, I think that's going to be a huge difference. Maybe we could see Sauce Gardner or DJ Reed come up big with one. Our safeties have been getting turnovers. It's been a couple of weeks since Joyner's made any real noise though. And then when you speak about the the missed tackles, this one specific play comes into mind, and it was I had this image. I don't remember who it was against. I just had this image in my head of Joyner tackling by like the shoulders and just obviously doesn't get the guy down. And I was watching the game on my phone, so I'm watching it like this, and I just see Joyner just kind of giving the guy a hug and then just falling down. We
Yeah.
need, like you said, we need clean tackling. We need good tackling. We can't afford to beat ourselves. Defense cannot beat ourselves. Now, can you
Mm,
if defense doesn't have a good game, you can't
right.
really fault them because they have kept us in this season when we really have no business being here with Zach Wilson's play. But this is not the game to screw up. Every game from here on out, we need to be improving. We need to be getting better each and every week because we're knocking on the door of the playoffs, man. If we could beat this, then if we could beat these Minnesota Vikings, there's no reason, absolutely no reason that we can't be a playoff team.
So I sound crazy that this if we lose we'll be okay, right? That sound a little bit crazy.
A little bit. I don't think the Jets could really afford to lose this game because
Okay,
The New England losses might come back to bite us in the ass.
I can see
So
that too. Yeah, I can see
so
that.
if
Yeah.
we could beat if we
I
could
don't
beat
know
the
why I
Vikings,
keep going back on my word. I said Vikings were going to be a true test for us. Like I've said that all year, and now I'm going back on my word now. Yeah, yeah, I've been circling this game for weeks. So yeah, I'm gonna change everything up now. 20 to 27-20 Jets still gonna do that. But yeah, I this is a true test. I think this is a must win now. Now I'm changing it all up now. There you go.
if the Jets somehow well, it's not somehow. If the Jets do actually lose this game, I feel like we really have to win out the rest of the season.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true too.
It, I don't know
Every
if we could
game's
afford another
important.
loss.
I've said that
Yeah,
too. Every
yeah.
game's important from now on. It's there can't be any off games. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I see that now.
Gina, when we were talking in June, July, and August, right now, this is what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Meaningful games in
Yeah.
December.
Yeah. That's true.
We're here, man.
To playoff games, yeah. Yeah. I also said if we're gonna be a playoff team right now, we can't make bonehead mistakes, and we got to pick up people if they get injured and put the right pieces in place. And I think that we're making all the moves that we have never done before, in my opinion. Like we've never done these kind of moves before. So yeah, they want playoffs. I mean, Joe Doe said all summer too. They want the playoffs, and yeah, it's showing.
Obviously that's where we are. So before we wrap this up, do you have any stats for Mike White? What are you thinking? Do you think Mike White goes over 300 yards again? What are you thinking?
Vikings are going to be a little more of a tougher game for him, but I think he's going to go toe to toe with Cousins. I don't know if he's going to go over 300 yards per se, but I think he's going to make good throws. I think it's just all about what everybody else does after that because this defense could come up huge against White. You just never know in a game like this because it's so neck and neck. So I think there's going to be at least 3 touchdowns. Is he going to go over 300 yards? It's got possibility to do that. And I think the running backs are going to get more involved too. But yeah, I think there's going to be at least 3 touchdowns on each side. Because, like you said, just like you said, and like I've said, this is going to be a high scoring game. It is.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be an offensive shootout, no doubt. If I had to give a prediction for Mike White with his stats, I'm gonna say 230 yards, 3 touchdowns, and maybe 1 interception.
Yeah, they're. I think he's. I know he didn't. I know he didn't get an interception last game, but there's a couple of them where he should have gotten picked off. But I think this time there's no doubt in my mind he's going to get picked off once. I think
Right.
so.
Do you see any specific receiver going over 100 yards receiving?
Wilson,
I think Garrett Wilson. Yeah.
Wilson, Elijah Moore has potential, but Wilson, man, they got a chemistry, and he wants the ball, and it's just going to be hard. Wilson and Moore are just that you can't cover them. You just can't. They're always open. Mims is kind of the same way, but he's going to catch the ball. So it's got, yes, Wilson.
Yeah. All right. So my final prediction is going to be 27-24 Jets. I think it comes down to a field goal.
Okay.
Um, do you
I
have
think
anything
it
else before we wrap this up, or?
27-20 Jets is going to come down to a touchdown. And it's going to be exciting. The fans are going to be in it. Everyone's going to be pumped on the both sidelines. This is going to be a game where everyone is going to be pumped and there's going to be excitement on both sides. And overall, everyone's got to do their job.
Yeah, man. This could definitely be a turning point for the New York Jets. We could look back on this week and say, this is when it all turned around. This is when the boys became men. This is, seriously.
Yeah.
It sounds like I'm not trying to make it bigger than what it is, but this is a very big game, man.
Yep.
We're gonna see what the 2022 New York Jets are truly made of.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, I have faith in Mike White. So,
There you go.
all right, I think that's gonna wrap it up. For the Jets Vikings pregame show, our little preview. I'm feeling confident, man. I really am. I think it's gonna be a good
Preview
test.
pregame show. I've changed it on the bottom. Preview show. We don't do
Preview show.
pregame. So it's a preview show,
I'll
I
be
would say.
pre-gaming. I'll be pre-gaming.
Hey, a preview pregame show, whatever you want to do.
But all right, everybody. So thank you guys for watching. Like we said at the beginning, you guys could follow us on all social media platforms at Everything NYJ, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course YouTube. If you're new here to the channel, if you haven't subscribed before, please go ahead and do so. Drop a like; it really helps us out. Follow Gino on all social media platforms at Italy Jet on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat. Um, Thank you guys for watching. We'll talk Jets soon. Go
Let's
Jets.
go, man. Let's get this. Let's have this guy come up big again. Let's do it. Let's get these guys happy.